Hi, you're watching Exposure TV with me, Kirsty.
And me, Bethan.
Today on Exposure Radio, they've been covering the subject of the introduction of the new swipe card access security system into the atrium building.
Yes, that's right. From the 1st of Feb, every member of staff and students will need to carry a swipe card in order to access the building and its many teaching areas.
It's been introduced as part of a new security policy which covers many campuses within the University of Glamorgan and promotes a safe learning and socialising environment for students.
So we decided to investigate further, shed a little bit more light on the situation.
One of the most important aspects of this new security policy is obviously the staff and students which it affects. So we headed down to the street in the atrium to find out their thoughts and opinions on the matter.
I'm not a massive fan, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to be that beneficial, really. I don't see why we really need one, to be honest.
I think it's a good idea that we introduce a swipe system because there has been a spate of thefts recently. It hopefully will bring an added security benefit to the building.
I think the swipe card's quite daft. I've lost mine already, so probably won't be going to uni anymore.
It's going to be a pain in the butt, but because you've got to carry around at all times, but at the same time, they've had there's so many problems with people coming into the building recently that shouldn't be in here and taking things, so I guess it's like a bit of a last resort, so I don't think they've been left with much of an option, so I guess it should be good.
I think it's a really good thing because there's a lot of expensive equipment in the atrium and I think it should be kept safe so students aren't disadvantaged by not having it.
So now we know what the public think, we wanted some more specific information, so headed to Resource Administrator Laura Davis to get the inside track. So thank you very much for meeting with me today.
It's okay.
So to start with, what is the reason for the introduction of the swipe cards?
Well, we've come into our 4th year in the building now, and we've seen an increasing number of thefts from equipment from within the building. So in the last year alone, we've had over £10,000 worth of kit stolen, and a lot of that we have to replace from faculty funds.
Yeah.
So as well as protecting equipment, we have a lot of lone working in the building for students and staff. So we're trying to improve the safety of students and staff working, especially because we're open quite late in the evening.
Of course, it's basically a security.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is security enhancement. Yeah.
Of course. So what are the procedures if, like, students or lecturers bring guests into the uni? How does that work?
We have a procedure for signing in guests at the moment. So they'll go to the reception in the same way, sign in, and then the receptionist will call a member of staff. If it's a member of staff who's meeting the guest, they will then escort them to wherever they need to in the building. If it's a student guest for like a music recording or an interview or something, the student can meet them, but they can also get a guest swipe card. So whilst they're in the building, they'll be able to get around, and they just return the card to reception when they leave.
So if like a student did bring a guest in, they could potentially just swipe the cards. Do they have to sign in as well?
They should sign in at reception.
They always have to sign in.
And the student can swipe them in with them then, or they can get a swipe card which will allow them to access the building while they're in, as long as they return it before they leave.
So what areas of the atrium will the swipe cards be used for?
The back doors, the actual main entrance before you come into the building, will be on swipe card in and out. But the front doors will be remaining open, so you won't need to swipe at the front. You can get into the cafe, reception, advice shop, and also the LRC. But if you then need to go on into further parts of the building, each corridor, or landing rather, will have a swipe access. So not individual teaching rooms, but the actual corridors themselves.
Okay, then. So it's basically just the places where students go.
Where students, yeah.
Okay, wicked. And also, finally, do you know, in case of how do you think people will take the swipe cards? Do you think it'll go down successfully? Or?
I hope so. I think it's a positive thing. As I say, not just to improve the amount of thefts, but also personal safety.
Yeah.
Because we do get a lot of lone working, and people in dark drama studios or music studios at the back of the building. So I think it'll improve a sense of security. And also staff are going to be wearing these ID badges as well. So you'll be able to identify if people are a member of staff or a visitor, and students will have ID that they can produce. So I hope it'll just be seen as a way of improving security and safety within the building.
Oh, well, hopefully it works with kids. So thank you very much for doing this interview today. Thank you.
And there has been plenty of reminders about the swipe cards from the Atrium's advice shop, both through Glam Life emails and via the relatively new text message service. And of course, if you haven't got hold of yours yet, simply pop up to CA414. So it seems that there's quite a varied opinion amongst people within the atrium, both staff and students, about the swipe cards.
Yeah, I happen to think it's a good idea because I think it's going to improve security and we won't have as many non-students coming in. However, I don't like that you have to pay a tenner if you lose your card, because let's face it, I'm going to lose my card once definitely.
It's a lot of money just for an unfortunate misplacement, which a lot of people do. I agree with that, and also I think that if you're in a big group of 5 or 6 people, surely you're just going to let each other in, or imagine the amount of people that walk through those doors every day. If you see someone coming, you're just going to let them through, aren't you? And I don't think everyone's going to stick to using their card alone.
No, because if I do lose my card, I don't think I'll buy a new one. I'll just be like, Kirsty, can you let me in the corridor?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay, so trial and error.
Absolutely, yeah.
So good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it'll be a success. We'll be back next week on Exposure TV for more news,
features and entertainment.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.